My name is J.R. Roscoe, and I have the privilege of serving as a co-director for Missio Alliance. Over the course of the last few days, we had this incredible opportunity to partner with our friends at Ministry Lab Network to bring together 40 churches from across the country for a handful of days of conversation around the role of the local church in equipping leaders for the future. What was right at the center of that conversation for us was the idea of local church residencies as vehicles for the formation of church leaders. And so we've spent 3 days in conversation about key competencies, cultural questions, character formation, the role of theological education in the formation of church leaders, and how all of those things intersect to create a picture of what we really have before us as we think about the equipping of leaders for the future of the church.
I'm Barry Jones. I'm a teaching pastor and church planting catalyst at Irving Bible Church, and I'm also a professor of pastoral ministries at Dallas Theological Seminary. And I'm just walking away from our time at the Church Residency Summit, deeply encouraged and inspired by being together with a group of people who are dreaming about, imagining the future for pastoral formation. The reality is we're living through a profound change in our culture, and a lot of it produces in some people a sense of hand-wringing and a nostalgia for the way things used to be. And yet, instead, we need to be thinking about the future and what's required for the church for tomorrow. What kind of leaders are required for the church for tomorrow? And so to have been able to be together in a relationally rich environment where there's a lot of give and take, a lot of great discussion, really is leaving me with some big ideas and some practical kinds of things that we can employ to help move towards the future of pastoral formation, both in the local church as well as in the academy.
My name is Keith Kieser from Miami, Florida, Rhythm Church down there. And I think what we've been talking about the last few days here at this summit of a residency program, of apprenticeship, I think this is important because we need to ensure that our growth in the gifts of the Spirit never outdoes our growth in the fruit of the Spirit. And I think the need for old school style learning, the apprenticeship, we need some kind of model that bridges the gaps between the seminary, the sanctuary, and the streets.
I'm Meredith Dankaz. I am the teaching pastor at the Meeting House in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And what I'm taking away from this experience is this renewed appreciation and understanding of how important it is to get like-minded leaders in the church together, to reflect on the state of the church, to listen to the Spirit, and to imagine and dream about what it is that the church needs moving forward. How is the Spirit moving? What is the new call for leaders? What do we need as a church, and how do we come together in our multiple expressions to equip the next generation of leaders? And whether that is through residencies or shared resources or other experiences, to really be thinking about how do we do things differently, because the old ways have passed and we can't be burdening down our future leaders with debt and with knowledge that is important but not necessarily essential to what it is to lead the church into the way forward.
My name is John Schmidt, and I'm senior pastor at Central Presbyterian Church in Baltimore. This residency came at a good time for me because we were already thinking about the idea of residency. And this summit gave details I needed and cast a vision for this that was bigger than what I brought in. I feel like the idea of helping people get a practical experience in ministry and be able to supervise that and encourage that is absolutely critical. And my heart right now is for getting an opportunity for healthy churches to be able to support people who are reaching out to churches that need to be transformed, need to be rebuilt. And so I see this as a wonderful opportunity to be able to partner with other churches and to give them leaders an experience within our church context, or really any healthy church context, and then allow them to be giving their energy to churches where they would otherwise be alone and not get the support. So I'm excited about the opportunities to partner together with other churches.
So one of the amazing things that we sense the Holy Spirit is doing in the days that we live is that there are churches all across North America who are coming to the reality that the future of ministry doesn't look like where we are now, and it doesn't necessarily look like where we've come from. And there's a whole range of issues in which they're beginning to look at and grapple with, and to begin to try to make progress on how does the shape of the church need to change, and how does the shape of our churches need to change. And we have been so blessed over the last 3 days to have a collection of those churches from across the country. Some of them are large churches, some of them are small churches, some of them are in rural communities, university communities, urban settings. And yet, even though they come from different tribes and traditions, they all sense that there's something that the Holy Spirit is doing that is going to take us to the future that we might be able to do together. And we are excited that there's a whole new group of pastors from across a range of tribes and traditions in different locations who sense that they have a common vision for cultivating the kinds of churches and leaders that will be prepared to equip and lead out the future of mission in North America.